You feel it before you see it. A quiet tension in the air. A pulse beneath the surface of your life. On the outside, nothing has changed. The same streets, the same faces, the same conversations. But deep inside, everything feels different, as if the world has been slightly tilted and you're the only one who noticed. It's not chaos. It's not disaster. It's something quieter, more subtle, like the soft click of a lock turning somewhere in the distance. Most people miss that moment. They rush past it, too busy to hear the whisper. But you didn't. You paused. You noticed. And that pause, that split second of awareness, is where transformation begins. One morning, you wake up and everything looks the same, but nothing feels the same. Your routines suddenly feel hollow. The people around you seem familiar, yet strangely distant. Even your own reflection in the mirror feels foreign, like you're looking at someone you used to know. It's not confusion. It's not madness. It's transition. That uneasy stirring in your chest, the fog behind your thoughts, the sudden desire to question rules you've lived by for years. It's not a sign that you're falling apart. It's a sign that you're breaking free. The old version of you is dissolving, quietly, without drama, like snow melting in the early sun. And while that may sound beautiful, it doesn't feel beautiful at first. It feels terrifying, because as the old fades, the new has not yet fully arrived. You're caught in the in-between. No longer who you were, not yet who you are becoming. Most people run from this void. They label it as being stuck. They scramble to fix what isn't broken, just because it isn't comfortable. They chase distractions. They cling to what's familiar, even when it no longer fits. But not you. You're here, listening to these words, which means a part of you already knows. This isn't the end. It's the initiation. The universe rarely announces its plans with fireworks. It doesn't shout. It whispers. And lately, you've been hearing that whisper. In the stillness between thoughts. In the ache you feel when you repeat an old pattern. In the longing that rises in your chest for something you can't quite name. That whisper is calling you toward a new timeline. One where you're fully alive, fully expressed, fully free. But before you can step into it, there's a choice to make. You can turn away. Pretend you didn't notice. Bury yourself in routine. Convince yourself that safety is enough. Or you can stay right here. In the silence. In the space between who you were and who you're becoming. Because this space, uncomfortable as it is sacred. It's not emptiness. It's creation. It's the womb of possibility. Right now, you are standing at a threshold. The old world is loosening its grip. The new one hasn't fully revealed itself. And that trembling you feel inside, it's not fear of what's coming. It's excitement for what's already begun. The shift doesn't happen with loud explosions. It begins with a single breath. A subtle inner yes. A decision to trust what you feel, even before you can explain it. This is that moment. The moment everything changes. Not because the world around you has shifted, but because you have. Stand still. Listen closely. The whisper is growing louder. And your new life is already waiting. It begins softly. So softly, you almost mistake it for nothing at all. A passing thought. A strange dream. A sudden desire to do something completely out of character. You brush it off at first. Call it random. Coincidence. A glitch in your mood. But then it comes back. Over and over. At unexpected moments. You hear a phrase in a conversation that makes your heart race. A memory flashes in your mind for no reason. You keep seeing the same numbers on clocks, receipts, license plates. The whisper doesn't shout. It doesn't explain itself. It simply repeats, softly but persistently, until you finally pay attention. This whisper isn't coming from the outside world. It's not a friend's advice or a motivational quote. It's deeper, older, wiser. It's the voice of your future self. The version of you that already exists in the quantum field. The one who knows where you're heading, even if you don't yet. That whisper is your soul's language. It doesn't speak in logic. It speaks in resonance. In feelings you can't explain but can't deny. Most people never follow it. Not because they don't hear it, but because they're afraid it might be real. Because if they admitted it was real, they'd have to change. They'd have to release the life they've built just to feel safe. And so they cover their ears with noise, distractions, endless scrolling, working, talking, planning. Anything to drown out the quiet truth inside them. But here's the thing about the whisper. It doesn't care if you're ready. It doesn't go away. The more you ignore it, the louder it grows. Not in volume, but in weight. In presence. It begins to shape your thoughts, color your emotions, weave itself into the spaces between your breaths. You start to feel restless, uncomfortable in situations that used to feel fine, disconnected from routines that once made sense. It's as if the life you've been living is suddenly too small for you. And that's exactly what's happening. The whisper is not a warning. It's not there to scare you. It's an invitation. It's saying, come closer. There's more for you than this. There's a version of you waiting to be remembered. The question is, will you listen? Here's what makes it tricky. The whisper will never give you a clear map. It won't tell you exactly where to go or what to do, because it's not here to hand you answers. It's here to guide you through presence, to teach you how to trust your own inner compass. Every time you pause, breathe, and truly listen, you collapse new possibilities into form. That's quantum reality. Not magic, but alignment. And right now, if you've been asking for a sign, this is it. Not these words themselves, but the way they resonate in your body. The way something inside you stirs as you hear them. That stirring is proof that you've already begun shifting. You wouldn't even be here if you weren't ready. The whisper has been speaking all along. Now, finally, you're listening. And soon, you'll realize it's been guiding you toward a life far greater than the one you thought you had to settle for. At first, the fear feels strange, quiet, subtle, like a shadow slipping into the room before you notice it. You've been asking for change, haven't you? Whispering your desires to the stars, praying for something new, promising yourself that you're ready. And yet, now that it's here, now that you can feel the shift deep in your bones, you want to run. Your breath shortens, your chest tightens, your mind races with reasons to stay exactly where you are. This is the paradox of transformation. The closer you get to the version of yourself you've always longed to become, the more terrified you feel. It doesn't make sense on the surface. But fear is not proof that something is wrong. It's proof that you're standing at the threshold of something entirely new. Your old identity, the one built from years of habits, beliefs, and survival patterns, has never been here before. It doesn't know how to exist beyond this point. And so it fights. The fear disguises itself as logic. It tells you, wait a little longer. Gather more information. Be safe. Maybe later. But this isn't wisdom. It's inertia. It's the echo of a fading reality trying to pull you back into comfort. Because the ego would rather live in a predictable prison than step blindly into freedom. There's a concept in quantum physics called quantum tunneling. It's when a particle moves through a barrier it technically shouldn't be able to pass. Scientists still don't fully understand how it works. Spiritually, though, we've always known. When your soul is ready, the laws of your old life bend. Matter rearranges. Timelines shift. You move through what once felt impossible, not through force, but through resonance. And that moment right before the leap, that's when fear is strongest. Not because danger is near, but because your old frequency is dissolving. It's the final resistance before rebirth. Here's how you'll know you're close to the edge. Old friends may distance themselves for no clear reason. Habits that once felt comforting suddenly feel heavy. Opportunities appear and disappear, testing your trust. Your sleep patterns change. Your emotions swing wildly. Joy one moment, grief the next. This isn't chaos. It's calibration. Your entire system, body, mind, and spirit, is aligning to a new frequency. And anything that doesn't match falls away. The fear is not your enemy. It's simply data. It tells you that you're moving into uncharted territory, that the unknown is finally within reach. Instead of running from it, breathe into it. Notice it. Honor it. Because the thicker the fear feels, the closer you are to breaking through. Right now, you are standing at a wall between two worlds. The life you've outgrown is behind you. The life you desire is ahead. That wall isn't as solid as it looks. It's made of beliefs, habits, and memories. And all you have to do is step through, not with force, not with perfect certainty, but with quiet trust. Because the version of you on the other side is already real, already alive, already calling you forward. Your only job is to answer. There comes a moment in every transformation when you finally look back, not with anger, not with regret, but with new eyes. For years, you may have carried your past like a weight, heavy, painful, a chain of mistakes and heartbreaks you thought would define you forever. But now, you begin to see it differently, like stepping back from a painting, realizing what once looked like chaos was part of a larger design. Every challenge you faced, every detour, Every sleepless night that left you questioning your worth. None of it was random. The heartbreaks didn't destroy you. The betrayals didn't break you. The failures didn't ruin you. They shaped you. They forged you into someone who could hold the power you are stepping into now. The quantum field doesn't deal in punishment or reward. It doesn't label experiences as good or bad. It simply mirrors. It reflects back the vibrations you carry. And sometimes, the fastest way to reach a higher frequency is to burn through every lower one. Think of your past not as a series of accidents, but as training. The moments where you doubted yourself. Those were lessons in clarity. The times you settled for less than you deserved. Those were lessons in self-worth. Every dead end taught you direction. Every rejection sharpened your discernment. Every loss cleared space for alignment. Even your procrastination revealed where fear lived. Even your self-sabotage showed you what you didn't yet believe you deserved. Nothing was wasted. Not a single second. The truth is, your soul always knew the way forward. But your mind had to forget certain things in order to fit into the old world. You had to play certain roles, wear certain masks, pretend to be someone you weren't, just to survive. Now those masks are crumbling, and with them, the story you told yourself about who you are. Here's the secret. Even the most painful chapters of your life were part of a sacred blueprint. The job that drained you, the relationship that shattered you, the dream that collapsed before it ever began. These weren't punishments. They were calibrations. They pushed you closer to resonance, even when it felt like everything was falling apart. Because sometimes, to create the life you are meant to live, the old scaffolding has to collapse completely. So today, as you look back, choose reverence instead of resentment. See your past as a labyrinth you've already walked through. Every twist, every turn, every wrong corner, they were guiding you here, to this exact moment, to this exact frequency. The old you may have thought it was lost, but the truth is, you were never off track. You were spiraling upward, expanding, gathering strength for the leap you're about to take. When you begin to see your past through quantum eyes, you stop trying to escape it. You begin to integrate it, because only by honoring what was can you fully step into what's next. Your scars are not proof of your brokenness. They're proof of your becoming. And now, with the past finally laid to rest, you are ready to move forward, lighter, clearer, and more aligned than ever before. At first glance, nothing seems different. The same walls surround you. The same streets stretch before you. The same faces greet you each day. But deep inside, everything has shifted. You can feel it in your breath, in the way your chest expands with quiet certainty. Your world hasn't just changed. You have changed, and that changes everything. Here's the truth most people miss. The shift doesn't happen in the future. It isn't waiting for you someday, far away, after you've earned it or proved yourself worthy. It has already happened. The moment you allowed yourself to release the old, to trust the whisper, to walk through the fear, the moment you said a silent yes to your becoming, the field responded. Your new timeline was activated. Reality began to rearrange itself to match who you've decided to be. But here's the paradox. The external world takes time to catch up. So at first, it looks like nothing is happening. The apartment is still the same. The job still asks for the same tasks. The same people still speak the same words. And that's when doubt tries to creep in. Maybe nothing's different. Maybe I imagine the shift. Maybe I'm still stuck. But that's just the echo of your old frequency fading. Don't mistake the silence for stagnation. The shift is real. It's already here. And now your only task is to live as if it's true. This doesn't mean forcing massive change overnight. It means making subtle, powerful choices, moment by moment. Speaking to yourself with love instead of criticism. Saying no to what drains you, even if it feels safe. Saying yes to what expands you, even if it scares you. Choosing alignment over approval. These small decisions are like threads. Each one weaves a new reality into form. Quietly, patiently, inevitably. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. This next version of you isn't built in public. It's sculpted in silence. In the moments no one sees. In the space between breaths. Where intention becomes action. And action becomes vibration. Every time you honor that inner voice, you strengthen your signal to the field. And the field responds, not to what you say, but to what you are. Here's the beautiful thing. When you stabilize this frequency, synchronicities begin to appear. The right people show up. Unexpected opportunities align. Doors open effortlessly. Not because you chased them, but because you finally matched them. The universe isn't testing you. It's mirroring you. One day soon, you'll look around and realize your outer world has finally caught up to your inner transformation. And in that moment, you won't need to prove anything to anyone. You'll simply live it, breathe it, be it. So here you are, standing fully inside the life you once thought you had to wait for. No more chasing. No more waiting for signs. No more asking when. The shift isn't coming. It's here. And the only thing left to do now is walk forward, not as who you were, but as who you truly are. The old you dissolves behind you. The new you radiates before you. And the path ahead unfolds with every step you take. Welcome to your new reality. You've arrived.